Hollow Manor stood on a hill. It loomed over the village. Mist clung to its stone walls. The windows were like empty eyes. The manor had been empty for years. Locals whispered of a curse. They said the house was haunted. No one dared to go near. Only the bravest, or perhaps the most foolish, would venture inside. The wind howled through the trees. It sounded like a mournful cry. The trees around the manor were gnarled and twisted. They looked like skeletal fingers reaching out. The air grew cold as you approached the manor. It felt heavy, as if an unseen presence lingered there. The manor was a place of shadows and secrets. It was a place where the living feared to tread. Lady Eleanor had lived in the manor long ago. She was a beautiful woman. Her heart was filled with sadness. She had lost her husband in a tragic accident. He had fallen from his horse. He died instantly. Lady Eleanor was devastated. She shut herself away in the manor.
I refused to see anyone. I spent my days wandering the halls. My only companion was my grief. I spoke to his portrait every night. I begged him to come back to me. But my pleas were met with silence. I was trapped in my sorrow. I couldn't escape.
Samuel was a traveler. He was passing through the village. He heard tales of Hollow Manor. He was intrigued. He decided to investigate. He had heard stories of haunted places before. He had never seen one for himself.
I approached the manor. I felt a chill run down my spine.
He pushed open the creaking gates. He walked up the overgrown path. He reached the front door. It was massive and made of oak. He knocked 3 times. The sound echoed through the silent house. There was no answer. He tried the handle. To his surprise, it turned. He stepped inside. The air inside was stale and dusty. It smelled of decay. Samuel wandered through the house. He found himself in a grand hall. A large mirror hung on the wall. Its surface was cloudy, as if 1,000 breaths had fogged it over. Samuel walked towards it and wiped the dust away. He saw his reflection. But there was something else.
A woman stood behind me. She was pale and ethereal, her eyes filled with sadness.
Samuel turned around. No one was there. He looked back at the mirror. The woman was gone. He had heard stories of this mirror. It was said to be cursed, to show the reflection of the dead. Samuel felt a cold shiver run down his spine. He knew then that he was not alone in the house. The ghostly figure appeared again. It stood before the mirror. This time, Samuel recognized her. It was Lady Eleanor. She spoke to him, her voice a mournful whisper.
I am Lady Eleanor. I traded my soul for a chance to see my husband again, but the pact trapped me here. I am bound to this manor, unable to find peace. Please, you are my only hope. Help me.
Samuel felt a surge of sympathy.
I promise to do what I can.
Samuel searched the manor. He looked for clues. He needed to break the curse. He found an old diary. It belonged to Lady Eleanor. In it, she wrote about the mirror and a way to break the curse. It involved destroying the mirror. But the diary warned of consequences. Breaking the curse would release the trapped souls within. It could be dangerous. Samuel knew he had to take the risk. He had to help Lady Eleanor.
I have to do this. I have to help her.
He raised a heavy candlestick and brought it down on the mirror. The mirror shattered. A blinding light filled the room. Samuel shielded his eyes. When the light faded, he looked around. Lady Eleanor was gone. The manor was silent. The curse was broken. Samuel left Hollow Manor, knowing he wouldn't forget Lady Eleanor. He had helped her find peace. He had learned a valuable lesson. Some doors are better left unopened.